Over 60. You may go to bed after a healthy dinner, maybe a fresh salad or a plate of steamed greens, feeling proud that you made good choices for your heart. But by morning, something feels off. Your words slur slightly, your arm feels weak, or you wake up dizzy. Most people blame age or think, maybe I stood up too fast. But here's what shocks even doctors: it's not from fried food or processed snacks. It can come from a vegetable you thought was protecting you. After 60, your circulation becomes more sensitive. What used to nourish your body can suddenly strain it, depending on how and when you eat it. Some superfoods can quietly thicken your blood overnight, spike your sugar before you sleep, or interfere with medications that keep your arteries clear. The result: poor blood flow while you rest, sluggish oxygen delivery to the brain, and a higher chance of stroke-like symptoms upon waking. I've seen this pattern over and over again in my years working with seniors. Patients who ate perfectly clean diets, spinach smoothies, raw salads, late-night vegetables, yet struggled with dizziness, numbness, or unstable blood pressure. Their mistake wasn't what they ate, but when and how they combined these foods. Timing, balance, and awareness can make the difference between protection and harm. That's why, in this video, we'll uncover 8 everyday vegetables that could quietly raise your stroke risk if eaten the wrong way, and how to enjoy them safely so they keep your brain and heart strong. Before we start, tell me, how old are you, and where are you watching from? Comment below, and if you care about staying strong, balanced, and sharp after 60, hit subscribe and join our Senior Health Plus family today. Number 8 on our list: spinach, the leafy green that every health magazine calls a superfood. And yes, it can be one of the best vegetables for your body, but only when your body can handle it properly. What most people don't realize is that spinach carries a hidden compound called oxalate, a natural acid that binds tightly to calcium and iron. When you're young, your digestive system and kidneys flush out most of those oxalates without trouble. But after 60, things change. Your kidneys filter a bit slower, your digestion becomes less efficient, and dehydration sets in more easily, especially overnight. That means those harmless oxalates can start to crystallize. And when they bind with calcium, they can form tiny deposits that build up in the kidneys or, more concerningly, along your blood vessel walls. Over time, that buildup can harden arteries and silently restrict blood flow, raising your stroke risk without a single symptom until it's too late. I remember one of my patients, a retired teacher named Evelyn, who prided herself on her nightly detox salad, a large bowl of raw spinach with a calcium supplement before bed. She thought she was protecting her heart. But months later, she complained of dizziness, leg cramps, and high blood pressure swings. Her blood work revealed elevated oxalate levels and mild kidney strain, all from a habit she thought was healthy. Once she switched to lightly steamed spinach at lunch, her symptoms eased, and her energy returned within weeks. That's why the timing of spinach matters. Eating raw spinach late at night, or pairing it with calcium or vitamin D supplements, magnifies the oxalate problem. The solution is simple but powerful: eat spinach earlier in the day, preferably cooked, since heat reduces oxalate content. Add a squeeze of lemon or a drizzle of olive oil. Both help your body absorb nutrients more efficiently and neutralize excess oxalates. So, no, spinach isn't your enemy. But after 60, it demands respect. Think of it as a strong medicine, powerful when used right, risky when overused. In the right portion at the right time, spinach can still fuel your muscles, protect your bones, and keep your blood flowing freely, one mindful meal at a time. Coming in at number 7 is broccoli, one of the most beloved vegetables among health-conscious seniors. It's rich in vitamin C, fiber, and antioxidants, and for decades, we've praised it as a must-have for heart health. But there's one nutrient hiding inside broccoli that, while essential, can quietly interfere with your medication: vitamin K. Vitamin K is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it strengthens your bones and helps blood clot normally, two things that become even more important as we age. But if you're taking blood thinners like warfarin or calmidin, too much or too little vitamin K can throw your system out of balance overnight. Here's why. These medications work by gently slowing your body's clotting ability to keep blood flowing freely. Vitamin K does the opposite. It helps blood clot faster. So when you suddenly eat more or less broccoli than usual, your medication has to fight against that change. That tug of war can cause your INR levels, the measure doctors use to monitor blood thinness, to swing unpredictably. A big jump can mean a higher risk of bleeding. A sudden drop can mean clots forming too easily, raising your stroke risk. I still remember one of my longtime patients, Mr. Reynolds, who loved broccoli stir-fry. For years, he avoided it completely because he was afraid of interactions. Then one week, he added 2 large servings back into his diet, and his INR dropped almost overnight. He didn't need to avoid broccoli forever. He just needed consistency. Once he began eating a small serving every day instead of none all week and a lot on weekends, his numbers stabilized beautifully. The takeaway is simple: don't eliminate broccoli, regulate it. Your body loves routine, and your greens should follow one too. If you enjoy broccoli, have it in steady amounts rather than large, unpredictable portions. A small serving daily is far safer and far healthier than a sudden binge once a week. Broccoli remains one of nature's most balanced foods for seniors, but balance truly is the key word. With consistency and awareness, you can keep your heart, bones, and blood all working in harmony, just the way nature intended. Let's shift from the dense greens to something lighter: romaine lettuce. It's the star of nearly every healthy dinner salad, praised for being crisp, refreshing, and low in calories. Many seniors tell me, "Doctor, I eat a big salad for dinner because it's light and helps me sleep better." But here's the part that surprises almost everyone: that same bowl of lettuce could be quietly thickening your blood while you sleep. Romaine lettuce is naturally mildly diuretic, meaning it encourages your body to release water. During the day, that's not a problem. You drink, you move, you replenish. But at night, the story changes. When you eat a large salad before bed, that diuretic effect continues as you rest. You may not wake up to drink water, so your body slowly loses fluid through breathing and metabolism. By early morning, your blood can become thicker, more concentrated, and, for older adults, that spells danger. Here's why that matters: thick blood flows sluggishly, especially through the narrow arteries of the brain and heart. Combine that with the natural dehydration that comes from aging, and the result can be poor nighttime circulation, dizziness, or even stroke risk. I once worked with Eleanor, a 72-year-old, who was proud of her nightly clean eating routine. Every evening she had a big romaine salad with vinaigrette and went straight to bed. Yet she often woke up lightheaded with tingling hands. Her blood pressure was fine, but her hematocrit, a measure of blood thickness, was creeping up. The culprit wasn't salt or sugar. It was dehydration from her nightly lettuce habit. Once she started having her salad at lunch and adding a glass of water before bed, her symptoms vanished. That's the small but powerful secret: timing and hydration. Romaine lettuce itself isn't harmful, it's how your body reacts to it overnight. The best way to enjoy it is earlier in the day, lunch or early dinner, when you can stay hydrated. Pair it with water-rich foods like cucumber or a glass of electrolyte water to replace what the lettuce helps you lose. Your blood is your body's lifeline. When it moves freely, your energy, memory, and balance all thrive. So, the next time you reach for that light late-night salad, remember, hydration equals circulation, and circulation equals safety. Sometimes protecting your heart is as simple as choosing when to eat, not what to eat. Number 5. Raw carrots, the crunchy, colorful snack that seems innocent enough. Most of us grew up hearing that carrots are good for our eyes, great for our skin, and the perfect light snack for weight control. And all of that is true, but only part of the story. For older adults, especially after 60, raw carrots can quietly become a sugar trap if eaten at the wrong time or in the wrong way. Here's why. Carrots have a moderate glycemic index, which means they release sugar into your bloodstream faster than many other vegetables. When you eat them raw, and especially when you eat them alone, that natural sugar can cause a quick blood glucose spike. For a younger person, the body quickly compensates. But after 60, insulin sensitivity decreases, circulation slows, and blood tends to thicken more easily overnight. So, that healthy evening carrot snack can actually make your blood stickier, forcing your heart and arteries to work harder while you sleep. I remember one patient, Robert, a retired engineer in his 70s, who loved his nightly bowl of raw carrots while watching TV. He didn't realize those sweet crunches were pushing his nighttime glucose higher and leaving his legs heavy and stiff each morning. When we checked his blood sugar and circulation markers, they told the story. Once he began pairing his carrots with a few almonds or a spoon of Greek yogurt, his numbers and his energy improved within 2 weeks. That's the secret: balance, not elimination. Carrots are packed with beta-carotene, antioxidants, and fiber that support your heart and vision. But they need a partner, a little protein or healthy fat to slow absorption and steady your sugar curve. Try dipping carrot sticks in Greek yogurt, tossing them with olive oil before roasting, or pairing them with a boiled egg. These small adjustments turn a sugar spike into steady energy. As I often tell my patients, for seniors, even a natural sugar spike can strain fragile arteries. So if your goal is to protect your brain and circulation, pay attention not just to what you eat, but how and when you eat it. And before we move on, if this video has helped you understand your body a little better, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share it. Your support helps our Senior Life Plus team continue creating more science-backed, life-changing videos to keep you strong, informed, and independent for years to come. Number 4. Garlic, one of nature's oldest and most trusted medicines. For centuries, doctors and healers have praised it as a miracle food, a natural antibiotic, a cholesterol fighter, and a heart protector. But for seniors, especially those already taking blood thinners like aspirin or warfarin, garlic can become too powerful for its own good. The secret behind garlic's strength lies in a compound called allicin. When you crush or chop a clove, allicin forms instantly, and that's where the magic begins. Allicin helps relax blood vessels, lower cholesterol, and thin the blood, preventing dangerous clots. It's one reason why people who eat garlic regularly often enjoy better circulation and sharper memory. But here's the catch: when your body is already using medication to thin your blood, that extra allicin can push the effect too far. I remember one patient, Mr. Howard, a 68-year-old retired postal worker. He swore by his morning ritual: 3 raw garlic cloves chased with water. "It keeps my blood clean," he'd tell me proudly. But over time, he began noticing strange bruises on his arms and occasional dizziness when standing up. His lab results showed his blood was too thin, magnified by both garlic and his prescribed aspirin. Once he switched to lightly sautéed garlic in his meals, instead of swallowing it raw, those symptoms disappeared, and his energy returned. That's the key: garlic heals, but moderation keeps it safe. Cooking it gently, for example, lightly sautéing it in olive oil for 30 to 60 seconds, preserves its heart protective compounds, while softening its thinning power. This way, you still get its benefits without overloading your system. If you already take blood-thinning medication, avoid garlic supplements unless your doctor specifically recommends them. Capsules and concentrates can contain up to 10 times the allicin found in a clove of garlic, enough to tip your blood balance dangerously fast. Garlic truly is one of nature's greatest gifts. It supports your heart, boosts your immunity, and keeps your vessels flexible. But even nature's best medicine has limits. Treat it with the same respect you give your prescriptions. Combine it with balanced meals, enjoy it in moderation, and let it work with your body, not against it. Because at this stage of life, the goal isn't extremes, it's harmony. Garlic can still be your friend, as long as you remember a little is healing, but too much can hurt. Now we come to number 3: onions, one of the most common and comforting foods in the world. Whether it's caramelized on your steak, blended in soup, or tossed into a salad, onions add warmth and flavor to nearly every meal. But for many people over 60, this everyday vegetable can quietly do something unexpected. It can push your blood pressure too low, especially at night. Here's what happens inside your body. Onions are rich in quercetin, a natural compound that supports healthy circulation by widening blood vessels and boosting nitric oxide, the same molecule your arteries use to stay relaxed and open. That's why onions are often praised for heart health. But when you eat too much, especially alongside blood pressure medications or other circulation-boosting foods like garlic or beets, the effect can swing too far. Imagine your arteries like elastic tubes. When nitric oxide expands them too much, your pressure drops suddenly, and your brain gets less oxygen for a moment. You stand up from the couch, and the room tilts. That wave of lightheadedness. It's not just fatigue, it's your body saying, hey, I don't have enough pressure to send blood to the brain. I remember one of my patients, James, a retired engineer who swore by his homemade onion soup. Every night he'd have a big bowl before bed, believing it was good for his heart. But he often woke up dizzy, needing to grab the nightstand for balance. His doctor ruled out heart disease and dehydration. When we looked at his diet, the culprit was clear: too much onion at the wrong time. Once James moved his onion-heavy meals to lunchtime and cut his portion in half, the dizzy spells disappeared completely. The takeaway here isn't to fear onions. In fact, a few slices at lunch can safely support circulation and even help lower high blood pressure naturally. The key is timing and moderation. Large servings, like a whole onion or rich onion soup, late at night can cause your blood pressure to drop too low when your body is already slowing down for rest. So, if you love onions, keep them in your meals, just move them to earlier in the day. Your heart will still get the benefits, and your brain will thank you for the steady circulation. Remember, balance keeps you standing strong. Even the healthiest foods can work against you when the timing isn't right. Sliding into number 2 is a food that feels harmless, even nostalgic: corn. Warm, buttery corn on the cob at summer barbecues, sweet corn chowder on chilly nights, or even popcorn during your favorite movie. It's the taste of comfort, simplicity, and home. But beneath that golden sweetness lies a surprising truth: corn may be one of the most misleading healthy foods for older adults, especially when it comes to blood sugar and circulation. Here's the science in plain English. Corn is naturally high in starch, which your body quickly converts into glucose, sugar. That means a serving of corn can cause a rapid rise in blood sugar levels, especially if eaten alone or late in the evening. For younger bodies, that's usually not a problem. But after 60, your metabolism slows and your cells become less efficient at handling these sugar surges. The result: glucose stays in your bloodstream longer, thickening your blood and stressing the delicate walls of your arteries. Over time, repeated spikes like this can cause inflammation inside the vessel lining, much like tiny scratches that never fully heal. And that's where the real danger begins. Those small injuries attract cholesterol and platelets, forming clots that can block blood flow to the brain or heart. I once had a patient named Robert, who loved his nightly ritual: a bowl of buttered corn while watching late-night TV. He swore it was better than dessert. But over time, he started experiencing morning headaches and fatigue. His lab results showed elevated triglycerides and borderline high blood sugar, all pointing to glucose instability. When he switched his corn to lunchtime, paired it with grilled chicken and a side of vegetables, his energy returned, and his blood sugar readings stabilized within weeks. The lesson: corn isn't bad, it's just sneaky. It acts like a sweet imposter, giving you quick energy now, but quietly taxing your vessels later. That's why I often tell my patients, treat corn like dessert, enjoy it, but don't overuse it. A realistic, heart-healthy rule: have corn 2 to 3 times a week, and earlier in the day when your body can use that energy. Pair it with protein or fiber, like beans, chicken, or avocado, to slow the sugar release and protect your arteries. Remember, your goal isn't to give up comfort foods, it's to outsmart them. When you time your meals right, even your favorites can keep you healthy, energized, and far from danger, one smart bite at a time. And finally, number 1, a food that's almost impossible to avoid: tomatoes. Bright, juicy, full of flavor, and praised as a heart-healthy staple in the Mediterranean diet. But for some older adults, especially after 60, tomatoes can quietly stir up trouble with your circulation, not because they're unhealthy, but because of how your body changes with age. Here's what most people don't realize: tomatoes belong to a plant family called nightshades, which contain natural compounds known as alkaloids. These substances are harmless to most people, but in sensitive seniors, They can cause mild inflammation or vessel constriction, meaning your blood vessels tighten just a bit, enough to affect flow. Combine that with the slower nighttime circulation that comes naturally with aging, and the results sneak up on you. That's the key. It's not the tomato itself, but the timing and the form. Eating tomato sauces, soups, or pasta dishes late at night can slow your body's nighttime recovery. Your vessels may constrict slightly while you sleep, leading to sluggish morning circulation. The reason some people wake up with stiff fingers or tight calves. But there's a better way to enjoy them. Cook your tomatoes. Heat helps neutralize many of those alkaloid compounds, and pair them with olive oil, which boosts the absorption of lycopene, the very antioxidant that makes tomatoes so heart protective. And whenever possible, have them earlier in the day, when your metabolism is active and your vessels are flexible. We've covered a lot today, and I hope you're beginning to see your dinner plate in a new light, not with fear but with awareness. Because your circulation is your lifeline. Every heartbeat, every step, every clear thought depends on blood flowing freely through the body. And the foods you eat, especially the ones you think are healthy, can either keep that flow smooth or quietly slow it down. Let's take a quick look back at what we learned. Spinach, rich but tricky. Its oxalates bind with calcium, so enjoy it in the morning, not at night, and pair it with lemon or olive oil. Broccoli, a friend to your heart, but its vitamin K can interfere with blood thinners. Keep your portions steady instead of eating too much all at once. Romaine lettuce, hydrating by day but dehydrating by night. Avoid late-night salads that can thicken your blood while you sleep. Carrots, full of nutrients but slightly sweet. Always pair with protein or healthy fat to prevent sugar spikes. Garlic, powerful but potent. It thins blood naturally, so cook it lightly and use in moderation, especially if you take medication. Onions, great for circulation, but too much can drop your pressure. Keep small portions at lunch, not dinner. Corn, the comfort food imposter. It spikes sugar quickly, so eat it earlier in the day and not every night. And finally, tomatoes, nourishing but reactive for some. They belong to the nightshade family, so avoid tomato-heavy meals before bed and cook them with olive oil for balance. Start small. This week, make just one change. Maybe move your salad to lunch, swap your evening corn for steamed vegetables, or trade that late tomato soup for a light broth. These small shifts may seem subtle, but over time, they can transform your energy, balance, and confidence. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 8 vegetables surprised you most? Share your story in the comments. Your experience might help another senior avoid a stroke or regain their strength. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and click the super thanks button. Your support helps us continue bringing life-changing health insights to seniors around the world. Stay strong, stay aware, and remember, prevention starts on your plate.